Welcome to our final guest episode of season 1. We are the Runs podcast. That's Nikki. My name's Gareth. You probably know that by now. Yeah, last guest of season 1. That's mad, isn't it?
It is, and what a guest to go out on, season 1. Yeah, it's been a great year. Loved it.
Yep.
So hopefully today will be more of the same, usual.
Yeah.
Nonsense from us, and then some insight from a serious runner.
Yeah. We can't wait to have Scott Gray on.
He's not a serious runner.
Totally
Even Scott, seen him Sunday. I was come home late, and obviously from Scotland Saturday evening. I was a nightmare of a trip. Then I had to go and help my mother and father move some stuff Sunday because they're moving again.
Again?
Yeah.
Still down west, though.
Yeah, well, no, they don't know yet. We forget that. It's a long story. But anyway, they've moved their stuff into a container for now, so I was helping them with the van back and forth. So I couldn't go out with him. Him and Ollie went out. Darby joined them for a bit. And I seen him at the tail end of his run, and his arse is going a bit now. Getting close, isn't it?
Is he? You've frozen him, but I got you back. He'll be all right.
Yeah, he's going a bit.
He's pinned everything on it. He's been on about it.
I told him he'd be fine. It's just that last.
He's having what?
Now and then, starting to panic.
Yeah. What are you nervous for? You're going to finish in like outside of the first 2,000. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. You're not winning it.
How many people are doing it?
35,000.
Fucking hell, that's a lot of people in there. But
it's big.
Bit more than Cardiff, isn't
it? A fair bit more, but bigger streets.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, bigger streets. So, yeah, but it's well, like the pens are well split. It's like, I think there's about 5 minutes between them, similar to what Cardiff do. So, yeah, I can't wait now. I'm looking forward to it. The weather's looking good all weekend. It's looking decent for race day as well, not too hot. It's looking a bit... Sun is out though, that's the thing. I'd rather a bit cloud cover, but what will be, innit?
Why do you prefer it? Just because it's hot, like? What's the temperature?
Sun on, isn't it? It's just going to drain you a bit. It's going to make you more sweaty and more tired. Bit of cloud cover and 12 degrees. Lush, it's looking more like 15, which is not bad. But like we've just had 2 weeks of fucking freezing cold with me, so it's going to be hot. It's going to feel hot for us all. All us Brits going out there.
Absolutely. They can't be far off solar-powered tech for running as well, can they? It improves you. I don't know, some carbon boots, so you've got a solar panel in the toe box as well, and if it gets hot, the carbon plate inflates.
Well, those headbands they were wearing at the Olympics, the ice headbands, turn them into solar panels, like. It's in the front of that, the solar instead of ice blocks, wherever they were.
Oh, you ready?
As they can be, mate. As they can be, yeah. It's not been a perfect block again with this niggles and injuries, but I'm better position than I was going into Chester. Let's put it that way. So
yeah, okay.
I will be going off at my target pace and see if it sticks. And if it don't, they don't. Shit happens, but I'm going for it. You're only there once, you know.
Exactly. Who you sit the next one to play?
Oh, I don't know. We haven't had our seats allocated. With a group booking in me, I'd imagine when we just check in, they'll chuck us everywhere.
Yeah.
I'm hoping Ali does, just for the banter.
I don't know. I wouldn't mind sitting next to him waiting for a Chinese. But I don't know if I want to sit next to him for a flight.
But we got the bus up for 3 hours first as well, remember. So it's about 6 hours, 7 hour journey total, really, isn't it?
What time are you leaving?
We get picked up in Sound Services 11:15, so I think the bus is leaving just after, say, 11. Now flight's at 5, see?
Oh, that's all right, isn't it?
It's not bad. We get there at 8, so yeah, it's not. We've lost Friday, because I said before, and BA fucked us over by cancelling the morning flight, so we have technically lost Friday in Valencia, but hey-ho.
Hey, let's go.
Let's go.
On the subject
of ready, race stops are ready.
But some people give you 1 star for those.
I know, they're morons, isn't it? Who are they? Don't even listen to us anymore. Leave the chat.
I give him 1 star as well. Don't tell anyone.
Scott would have been 1, even though he's never seen them.
Probably he did. I think. Ken.
Well, I'll tell you something now. You haven't seen him. He's not going to see him because he won't see me race day, will he? Bye.
Been him. Valencia class on the subject of competition. There's rumours today of a World Treadmill Championship. How do you feel about that?
Bad idea. Shit. Sebco's
Why?
lost the plot.
I like it.
I don't. Fucking bullshit. I'd never run on a treadmill if I ever, unless I had to, I'd never run on a fucker, so I'm not going to want world champs on it. How accurate are they?
I don't know.
The
You
ones
were
I
on
run on
one.
are never accurate.
You were on one for testing the other day. It must be accurate.
I honestly, even that one, I was like, this feels way faster than fucking 4 minutes a K. Or whatever they got me down to. Yeah, I think it was like 4 minutes a K. It felt way faster.
Do you reckon it's like to do with the explosion of like Zwift and all that kind of stuff as well?
I don't know. I think it's just another. They look similar to Abbott, where they've had to expand the marathons and the majors, trying to get more money, and they say stop with being diverse and spreading it more. They're trying to think outside the box, and to make athletics and running target another area like High Rocks. Nary's got. They do. Some of them do a treadmill running that, don't they? I don't know which one that is. Like some of them run it indoors, and some of them do it on a. It's just salt mill. It's a bit different to the treadmill.
Yeah, it's not. That's just powered by you, isn't it? I think.
Yeah, I think so. I've seen them. There was one on the ship once I was on, and I was like, I'm not going on that. It's hard enough on a normal one. Let alone that thing.
I would have one in my house just for the aesthetics if I had the room, like, and the money, because they are quite expensive, but they do look cool.
Yeah, Ben Johnson got one, and he looks like he flies on it. He's constantly on it, ramping up miles.
Well, it'd be good if they do the Treadmill World Championship, but it's still on a track, and the track is just full of thousands of treadmills going all the way around.
People in every lane, every 10 metres. There's a scoreboard showing you how far they've gone.
Yeah, what's the track? What's the loop?
400, isn't it?
400. So then you get 40 rows of 7. What's that?
8. Is 8 or 9?
2,800. Oh, there'd be about 3,000 treadmills, 4,000 treadmills around the place. And just a big massive Wimbledon leaderboard.
That'd be nuts.
I know, that would be good. But
no,
I don't mind it.
Not for me.
I don't mind it. Last week's guest, Dav Jones. This weekend was Liverpool qualifying. You're more versed to tell us about this, really, because I didn't really know what cross country is and stuff. It was really muddy. It looked like the third day of Glastonbury. But so what's gone down there on the weekend?
Yes, with Liverpool, the national selection for the European Championships up in Seaton Park in Liverpool. I missed all the races again. I was driving back, but obviously I was checking in on my messages every time I stopped. And yeah, I seen some of the highlights after then. It looked like a mud fest, absolute carnage. The weather. And yeah, Dav qualified. He came 5th in the under-23s race. Was literally nothing between 3rd, 4th, 5th, 2nd. So he's now today been confirmed in the team for Turkey in 2 weeks' time to represent Britain in the European cross countries.
Very good, very good. Well done, Dav. And pick up some Turkey has got the best replicas I've ever seen, so you can do some Christmas shopping as well.
Yeah, you could. Good idea.
Well done, Dav. On the subject of replicas as well, we launched a couple of Christmas jumpers on the weekend because I was bored really and didn't have anything else to do. You know what I did do on the weekend? I went to the cinema on my own. How do you feel about that?
That's fine. I would do it. I've come close to it a couple of times when I've been away with work, but I never have.
Yeah.
I've always been fucking tired, and I know I need to go for food or whatever, and the timing's never worked out.
Amy had her work. Gladiator 2, innit? Amy had her works too, and I was like dropping it off for 5. And I was like, I'm just going to lay on a settee. There wasn't much football on this weekend because it was all Sunday as well, wasn't it? So I looked and I thought, I don't know what, I'm just going to go. And yeah, I think it costs 14 quid. If we go together, it costs 50 quid by the time you slam in nachos and 2 tickets.
Yeah.
But I did drop my popcorn on the floor when I walked in there, so that wasn't great. But yeah, solid sequel.
Yeah, it's good, eh?
Well, yeah, I mean, it is what it is. It's never going to be Gladiator because Gladiator's top 5 all time, probably, isn't it?
Is it very much same, but just number 2? Same sort of story, same sort of...
Yeah, same story. I would say very much, same story. But yeah, I enjoyed it. I thought, who's that guy? Not the lead guy, Paul. the Irish boy.
Oh,
The guy, Pascal or whatever.
yeah, the Spanish guy. He's been in loads of stuff. Yeah,
Pascal.
Yeah.
I can only say Pascal Saigon now, but he was a centre-back, shit centre-back for Arsenal. Pablo, I don't know, but he was a bit crap in it. But Denzel Washington was a bad man. That's all I'm saying.
Going to be in his standard. We always knew he was going to be good.
No, I wasn't happy with him.
Wasn't happy with what? The film or him?
Him. His role in the film. He was brilliant.
Don't spoil it for me now, because I will watch it.
Well, you had plenty of time.
I've been fucking away working for a month.
They got ships on fucking boats these days. I've been on a boat that's got a cinema on it.
I've been in a shitty dry dock in Glasgow, mate, on a ferry. I've been in no fucking boat with a cinema, sailing round the Med.
But yeah, Gladiator's solid follow-up. Does enough. Got the action. Barn was moaning in WhatsApp about the CGI, wasn't he? But
yeah.
How do you know what fucking sharks look like close up anyway? Like, so.
Yeah, we've moved on from Jaws. Fucking get with it.
It's a better shark than the one in Deep Blue Sea that jumps up, eats LL Cool J, and jumps back in.
Right, so it's not that bad.
No. But yeah, some Christmas jumpers. I was bored, and then I was just messing about, and I thought I'll just pop some out. We sold a couple. Yeah, 35 quid all in. You know what it's like when you go out with the Christmas jumpers? They're so shit these days. You go out and everyone's got the same one on because you bought them from the same place. So something a little bit different. And last year we got a Christmas jumper for not only for this year, for next year and the year after as well, haven't you?
Exactly.
So that happened. Yeah. That's about it, really. Not much else has gone on. We were just on about before we come on about wankers with full beams.
We were.
It's fucking dark. You don't need full beams on, especially if there's a car coming to you, because I can't see anything in.
I don't think people, like we said, are people just forgetting it on? Or just, they're like, fuck it, I need to see, I don't care what anyone else is coming towards me. If they crash, I don't care. Yeah. Because I had a load, I said to you tonight up there, obviously I was like working late, so driving back to the hotel. Like, what are people doing? I'd have them on sometimes, because some of the roads you're driving on, it's like 8 roads, there's not great like them. But then as soon as the car comes, you knock them off, like.
Well, not on the way home from Aberdeen, you know.
Well, it's the same when you go down the Paper Mill Road. People are a nightmare in the morning. Yeah. Because it's quiet.
It's like roads though as well, aren't they?
Yeah, I know, but like, when there's a car, you've got to turn them off. Like, you can't just keep them on.
I know. At one point, you're like, have I even got my lights on? Can they see me?
I can't see any. No, because I'm blind from that idiot.
Yeah. So, I mean, if I've got to go on a speed awareness course for doing 26 mile an hour in a 20 mile an hour zone, then you need to go to a speed awareness, fucking light awareness course to know when to knock your fucking full beams off. Like.
Beams off, yeah.
More dangerous.
Quite dangerous, yeah.
I know. So that's everything, really. Valencia, Christmas jumpers. What else? Dav.
Forgetting the air fryer tea.
Oh, yeah. So, you said Susie posted about it, but Lily Partridge sent it to me earlier as well. People, I don't know if it's just a joke, like, because it takes 12 minutes to make a cup of tea in an air fryer, according to the photo I seen. Like, and then how long would it take? Your cup would be warm as well.
Well, is there someone taking a piss? Is it just? But like we didn't let, like Susie Chan was filming, and I 100% agree with that. And she was saying she just about let slide microwave tea. We're not letting that slide. Bollocks to that. Just boil the kettle like again. Don't want me tea up in the microwave.
Make a fresh tea, like.
Make a fresh one, like. It's not the same. But yeah, air fryer tea, like, what is it? I know they're class and they do everything, but come on. Fucking making your tea in an air fryer. No.
I know. I seen a funny meme the other day, and it was like someone with a log burner, and they were like, put your log in the air fryer for 5 minutes and warm it up before you put it in, it'll burn faster.
Well, I gotta say, I'm thankful for mine at the minute, because when I was away, I would have a fucking gone kaput. So I don't know what's wrong with it. So literally everything is air fryer at the minute.
What one have you got? Have you got like the 2-drawer one as well?
Yeah, the 2-drawer Ninja.
I got the Ninja, but the one before the 2-drawer, so it's just a big bowl.
Oh, I don't know. It's the Ninja 2-drawer. I can't see what one, but yeah, it's good.
I'd rather have the 2-drawer because then you've got separate. Like I got to cook my chicken in with my chips or whatever, and it's just don't know, they're touching like.
Touching, yeah. Well, different times is the name of that, isn't it? Not just the touching.
Then you've got to keep the first thing warm.
Yeah.
So you got to put it back in or whatever. Air fryers, they're meant to make life easier. They complicate. Slow cooker we've got now, been using.
I go on them. Leanne does bring that out with winter. There's some good stews and things in that.
Yeah, it's been a godsend. Food's ready when you come home, man, as well. Now. So I've got plenty of time, man, not to go running, like. So, yeah.
You've still not been out there?
No, but I have. We had a good day. We had a good weekend of Black Friday sales, haven't we? So,
yes,
I've got to go out.
We had a good. We both bought the same daps, didn't we?
We did, and I bought my race daps.
You bought your race daps. I bought Invincible 3s for £85. You did. Matt Varan did. I think Peely did. But
my brother Ken went for the R6.
Ken went for the Nimbus, yeah.
My brother went for white.
I think all the way was going to as well, Nick. He said, I can't have white in winter. I was like, don't wear them yet.
He's an R6 Nimbus. If you describe Steve Holloway in his shoe, and the R6 Nimbus would come up quite near the top, like. Just follow his shoe to get shit done.
Get shit done.
But not looking great.
I got because they're the 26s on sale now. I've got the 25 version because a while ago I needed new easy shoes.
Yeah.
Butler and Bennett had them not long before because they were cheaper than Invincible, so I bought them. They are pretty good. I've been using them quite a lot in this block for my easy runs, and they are alright.
I enjoy chucking like the little digs at people because you know if they're listening as well, like our friends. Like we called Will Morris tight a couple of weeks ago, didn't we? And then he messaged us when he was listening to you. He was like, "Thanks for calling me tight." I was like, "Oh, just checking you're listening, bro."
To keep people on their toes. Well, who can we throw in now? Let's throw someone from early in.
So we'll know if Always listen to this. I don't reckon he does.
Do you reckon he just fucking... He said you on screenshot. Well, there's a point he done. He moaned the other week on the meetup, didn't he? Socks. How haven't I had socks? Like, it's been everywhere. It's on our socials. We've mentioned it.
I know, sometimes he thinks I'm his PA and he's like, oh yeah. When we brought the merch out, he was like, oh, just send me some stuff. I'm like, no, that's not how it works, pal. You go and order. He set up a website to make it easier for me, not for you.
Yeah. Just go there and order. Like everyone else.
Yeah. Fresh Prince of Westbury's, like, isn't he? Yeah. Happy days. Right, shall we see what this week's guest has got to say and wrap up, well, not wrap up season 1 because we'll be back with a Christmas special, but this is our last guest, so let's get her in and see what's been going on.
Lovely stuff.
All right, boys and girls, this episode is supported by Racked. Are you looking to gear up your club with some custom high-quality kit? Whether it's socks, t-shirts, vests, tri-suits or bike apparel, Racked has got you covered. With Racked, you can create fully custom kit for your club, designed just the way you want them. The bespoke in-house design service allows you to bring your ideas to life. Whether you're a running club, a cycling club or a triathlon club. And it's not just about style either. Racked delivers high-performance gear, perfect for all your training and racing needs. Ready to get started? Drop them an email on info@racked.online and kick off your custom design today. 3, 2, 1. Welcome back. We are joined by our very last guest of season 1. Carl, tell me if I'm saying it right. Calli
Right, so the way I tell
Hauger-Thackery.
people is like just say Hauger, like really American, like Hauger, and you can say Thackeray normal, like Hauger-Thackery.
Hey, I haven't got a good American accent, so I'm not even going to try.
So that's when I was like start line. Even once, like I was doing a race, and it was like, right, I just want to say this. I want to be 100% sure. It was like, how do you say it? Is it like Hager? And I'm like, I would honestly say Hager. I thought that was right the whole time, but Nick is like, no, it's Hauger. And I'm like, okay, I'll really try. I'll try and emphasize Hauger a bit more. Hauger.
Mm-hmm. God. I'll be waking up in the middle of the night and I'm going, Hauger.
It's German. Very German, actually. But, yeah. Yeah. It's just, yeah. I don't even know how, like, I'm probably saying it wrong. He's probably saying it wrong. I feel like, if anything, I actually say, Hauger. You know?
What a nice start to a running pod.
So obviously we'll get on to everything you've achieved, but we always like going right back to the start and like school and what sport you done in school. Was it running in school, or like, some people didn't even do any, they were just smoking fags up the fields, but most people were doing something in school. So what was you doing in
it was
school?
a classic like sports day for me where I noticed I was quite good at it because like it was just like a cross country course, and the teacher was just like, okay guys, right, off you go. And it was like, God, no, it's probably only 1K, but it felt like 5K at the time. But I went around the whole like the school premises, and I literally just beat all the boys and everything. And my teacher was like, "You're really good at running. You should probably start like join a club or do something with that." And I was like, okay. So I went home to my mum and I was like, Mum, I've been told I should start running. And I come from a very running background, like in terms of like my mum and my dad. My dad was professional for like he was with Nike for 14 years. And my mom was a sprinter and my dad was a marathon runner. So I think my mom was just like, oh, thank God, the day's here. She didn't want to like force it on me or anything. Like she let me like find what I wanted to do. And yeah, it just so happened that I did actually like really take to running. I just enjoyed it. I never took it seriously until like I went to college in America. But yeah, I did really enjoy meeting my friends and joining the club and just getting competitive. But yeah, that's where it basically started for me.
So you just said Nike. Now, has it always been Nike with you because your dad's got a background in it? Or
Oh
we
God, I know. You're gonna like hear so many different American British things. I don't even know what's right anymore, so I can't even correct it. Like so many foods as well, like cilantro, I say coriander. I'm just like, which one's which? I don't know. Because I'm shouting Nick, because obviously the person I speak to the most is Nick, so I have to like try and be American British kind of thing. So anyway, we're in a shop and he's like, and I'm asking for Rocket, and he's like, what's Rocket? He was like, Rocket in America is like, you know, it's like, it's like I didn't realize it was arugula. So I'm like, oh God, like there's so many words. I
know the worst one is
aluminum.
Yeah, that's the worst one. Aluminum.
Oh.
Probably Nike in it because that's where it originates from. So
it depends who I'm talking to. Sometimes it comes out as Nike, and then sometimes it comes out as Nike. Depends on the day.
Yeah, we got Greek mythology has got a lot to blame, haven't it? But
yeah,
that's right. So you join a running club, and then it's all no other sports.
Not really.
Or?
No, I think I'm a one-trick pony, unfortunately. Yeah,
straight into classic running.
Yeah.
So what sort of age was you there? Still school?
Yeah, I was
like
like
12
when I
club?
started properly. So I started pretty young. I mean, yeah, even at college though, when I look back, I'm like, I used to think I was taking it very seriously, and I used to think I did like loads of miles. And then I hear about all these Americans now at college and what they're actually doing week to week. I'm like, oh wow, like I thought I was doing a lot and I wasn't. But I think that's good because I think now my ceiling's quite high. I'm thankful that I wasn't one of those like youngsters who like took it too seriously too soon. Like I feel like hopefully like longevity wise that'll be a good thing. But yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. So what was it like coming in a family unit that had obviously excelled in the sport as well? Did they let you find your own way? Was there any pressure, or was it always going to be I'm going to America to college? Was end goal running all the time?
So yeah, my dad is very much at the side because they split up like when I was like 3, and then I have another dad, what I call dad. So yeah, he's like now. Yeah. I love families; it's so complex. But yeah, so my dad was kind of like always on the side, and then we got stronger as we went. Like we became really close when I was like 17, 18. While I was in America in college, we started like becoming closer, and he was like more involved. But like they both never really put pressure on me. I guess my mum was the one that actually got me out the door. Was like when I was like in those teenage years where I really didn't want to go training, and things like that. She'd be like, Calli, like we're going anyway. Like it doesn't matter. We're still going. Like I don't know. This is just what you do. So she was the one that always got me there and got me to all the races. And yeah, I probably wouldn't be here to be fair without my mum. Like she was the one what kind of like set me up to it, and like did all the heavy lifting and in the teenage years, and then got me to America, I guess. I probably wouldn't have got the American scholarship otherwise. But yeah, that changed everything. I really did enjoy the American scholarship system and like how they go about things. And I was very lucky, like where I went to school, I didn't feel any pressure, and the coach was just like amazing, and he just like looked at your like bigger picture and like whether you wanted to make like European Championship and things across, and he like really like didn't over like ratio or anything. And yeah, I had a great group of girls. I mean, I actually got a picture up the other day when we won nationals, and I counted all the Brits. There was literally like, I think there was 12 Brits and 2 Americans. I'm like, oh my God, we were like truly Brits abroad, like in America. Like that team was just like, I don't know how Joe Franklin did it, but he just somehow just managed to recruit all the Brits that year. But yeah, no, it was fun. It was a cool experience, and yeah. How
does that come about? So what's the situation? How do college did they come and watch you, or because it's a long way to come and scout?
I guess they look at like the Power of 10, and like I guess they like follow the English school system and like how well we do. And then I started getting scholarships at like 17. Like I remember being at school, and I'm actually 16. So I remember being at school, and my friends were like, "Wow, you could live the American dream. Like you could go out there and like." I don't know, they were like kind of like, you can't miss that opportunity, that'd be so amazing. But I was like in a long-term relationship early, and I was just like, oh, do I really want to like move to America? This would be really hard. Like I found going to Leeds hard enough, and that was only an hour away. So yeah, it was a big choice. It was a big decision. Like I felt like I was packing my life up, and then to go to the other side of the world. And it's just a culture shock as well. It's also different. But yeah, no regrets. I mean, the first 6 months was like horrible, to be honest. Like it was hard. Like it was a big like, what am I doing with my life right now? And then the whole like university system is so different out there to ours. Like it's very much like how the American culture is. Like it's so full on. Like you don't only have to do your homework, you have to present it to 100 people lecture hall. And I'm like terrified of public speaking because we never do it. Like I don't know how it is like in Wales. No. I know I said you were Irish the other day, I'm sorry. But I don't know.
Yeah. You're Irish. I think so. You said because obviously we were sorting the episode out on Instagram, and you said something about Irish, and I thought, oh, Thackery must be Irish. And then I said we'd have a lot to live up to from our last Irish guest, because Mitch Fox is one of the biggest, most popular episodes you've had. And then you were like, no, you're Irish.
Nobody's Irish for a second. I'm like, I clearly know you're not Irish. I've heard your accent. Like, I feel like I know the Irish, Welsh, Scottish, British quite well at this point. Like, but yeah, I don't know why I got mixed up there. But yeah, I don't know how it is in Wales, like at school, but we had no public speaking. So when I came to do it in America, it was terrifying.
No.
I was, literally terrified. I was like, do I really have to present this? There were like 100 people. But honestly, like my what do you call them? My academic advisor at the time, he was like, Calli, like, honestly, no one's going to be listening to what you're saying. They'll just be listening to your accent. Like,
yeah, it'd be classic.
So I was like, it's okay, because no one's going to actually listen to what I'm saying anyway. Like, I went to New Mexico, which is like a desert. So if you've watched Breaking Bad was filmed.
Yeah.
Nice. Because
that's interesting, you know. We had Dav on last week, and he went into the college system, but he didn't last very long. And he said obviously he liked it at first, but he just, how long did he say? About 3 months, he said, he couldn't get through that first period, and obviously it wasn't for him.
He went to New York, which is very different to New Mexico.
Yeah.
Oh,
New York.
I bet that's
somewhere in New York, that was.
Yeah. I'm really glad I went to New Mexico because it's altitude training. It's honestly amazing. Like, it's where my dad actually used to train anyway. Yeah. Like he used to go and do his, and then Paula Radcliffe did a lot of training there. And I was just like, it's kind of like a no-brainer for me to, like, if I want to excel at my running, like I should try altitude. And I feel like the altitude level there is like, you don't really notice it. It's not like I'm like dying every day here. Like it's rough. But like New Mexico is like, it's like St. Moritz or Font Romeo. It's very like, it's just like a good level. At least the benefits. But yeah, I'm really glad I went there, like in terms of like to excel in my running, like and take it more seriously. I just think it was a great choice for me.
Yeah. So obviously you're on a running scholarship, but how does the education side of it work? And do you major in is it major in minor, or do you just follow
So
a
when you
general?
go there, it's
You pick
crazy
a sub-
because like it's like doing school all over again. Like, right, you got to choose maths classes, English classes. You got to do some humanity classes, some science classes, and I was like freaking out because one, I thought I'd done with maths forever, and maths for me is just like goes over. I just can't. I have not got a math mind. So when they told me I have to do maths and all these classes all over again, I'm like, I've just done that for 7 years of my life. Why am I doing this again? Like, I don't understand. But like, I guess Americans are all about like applying yourself in absolutely everything. Like, don't ever go to trade with Americans. They're gonna know more than you.
Yeah.
And that's why like I guess I do think it's a good. At the time, I hated it. I thought it was the worst system in the world because I just didn't want to do all that. And I remember saying to my advisor, freaking out, I was just like, please, like, can you put me in the easiest classes possible for the first semester? Because I'm already freaking out. This is like a big, like, you know, life change for me. And he was like, okay, like, so do you want to do like hip hop?
Yeah.
And I'm like, what? I'm like,
What a choice.
class. I was like, yeah, hip hop, and you can do like so. I guess you got to do some like if you want to do like, Pilates, and they were like a class of their own, and then there was maths, and then there was sciences, and then there was whatever else. So yeah, I was taking like hip hop, anthropology, astronomy, philosophy. Like it was just so random. Like it was honestly, I had these.
Where did this go in there? What am I going to be if I'm not a runner? How does this not work out? Which one am I going to be?
But you know what? Doing all of these random classes made me realize, because I still was so lost in everything else. Like, I just thought, you know, I wanted to do sports science or, you know, that's all I knew I was good at. But like, I then made me find like, I actually really love psychology and I really enjoyed those kind of classes. And yeah, hip hop, I mean, oh my God, like, going back to that. I remember being stood in that class for the first time, thinking, what am I doing with my life right now? I moved to New Mexico. I'm about to do a hip hop class. This teacher's like Beyonce. I cannot move like that. I'm a runner. I'm stiff as anything. I just know I'm going to fail before I've even started. Like, yeah.
Brilliant. What a story.
So it was interesting. I loved it. And then yeah, once you've passed all those classes, then you can start the major. And that's when I was like, okay, psychology. I loved those classes and I really enjoyed my major. So yeah.
That's cool. So you see, it's a bit like you're 10 and 11 over again, and then you pick what you want to go off and study in university or whatever, I guess, isn't it? But this is about running. So
anyone who's watching who wants to do a scholarship in America, genuinely, like, if you want to DM me about it, because honestly, it's the best experience. Any questions you have, just shoot them away, because genuinely, like, if I could do it all over again, I would. It was, like, incredible. And, like, I feel like I'm this person I am today because of, like, my time in America. Like, I learned so much out there. The culture is different, and the running, what they have out there is insane. Like, I mean, what's our closest is books, but like, I mean, you might get 100 people show up if you're lucky. Whereas like NCAAs, like national championships over there, I think the other day they just had it, the cross country, and they had like 10,000 people nearly.
Yeah.
Like it's crazy. It's like a world class event. It's amazing.
It is. Yeah, it's huge, isn't it, that NCAA? Although would you call it cross country? It's not like Liverpool, is it? The conditions look a bit easy.
In between because Liverpool was savage. I was like, not gonna lie,
Yeah,
I do really enjoy cross country, but I would have struggled. I think that looked brutal. Yeah,
it did.
Do you think, like, you know, all them different classes and then different groups of people, obviously, in all the different classes you immerse yourself into, prepare you for the other side of running competitively as well, and meeting new people, because you run all over the world. You run against all different nationalities. You're meeting different people all the time. So I guess that's a nice little eye-opener rather than just getting to where you are just from going to college in Leeds and everyone who knows from Leeds.
No, it really prepared me for like an elite level running. It was a real shock afterwards, like obviously because you do get babied a bit, like you do. I mean, you don't have to think about anything. Like your races are set out for the year, and like it is an incredible system. You have physios on your doorstep, nutritionists, psychologists. You've got everything there for you to like, so you can be this this like great athlete, and then after that, then you got to like figure it out and pray that you've done enough to get like some kind of sponsor, or else it's like full-time job, and then you're trying to make your running work.
Still trying to be at the pro level, but working.
Yeah, I see like Gabby Thomas got like $1 million New Balance team when she left college, I think, after the Olympics. So what happens after the college? What's the transition into professionals running?
Yeah, and it's changed a lot recently, obviously, with the NIL deals as well. Like, there's so much more support now for like if you're like a youngster like coming through and you're showing promise and stuff. But yeah, there wasn't really like much opportunity as much then. Like, unless like there's many opportunities in America, but I feel like you really have to have established yourself as a Brit as well, like, or any nationality other than America. Like, you really have to establish yourself enough for them to like want to like sponsor you to be in America, basically. But I actually did I did a few races after the States. I wasn't ready to quite go back yet. I had 4 years in America, and I was like, oh my god, this is it, this is over now, wow. Like and yeah, I remember I just took that
safety blanket's pulling away. The safety blanket's pulling away.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's like, you're on your own now.
Yeah, it was scary. I was like, oh shit, now what? Like, this is great, I've got this degree, and like I'm just like, I did realize that I really did want to make my running work, and like the best I'd ever come was like 6th at nationals and things like that. So it's like, it's good, but it's not quite enough for them, for you know, these big brands to be like, okay, like, let's take a chance on you. I kind of wish they did, because I reckon I had so much potential, like if someone did back me. But it's hard to like argue that case, and like, but yeah, I did actually have this random agent come up to me at this random race in New York. It just somehow, like, I remember getting on the line thinking, I did not know what I signed up for. I was just like, little bit after college, I was just like, let's just like do some races all over. So I chose this one in New York, and it was like this island. It was like, I forget what the island's called, but anyway, you have to get a ferry to this island. And I was thinking, oh, it'll just be like a low-key race. I look on the line, and there's like 20 Africans with me. I think I was the only non-African on the line. I was like, okay, this is gonna be good. Like, I was like, oh god, what am I signed up for? But okay, let's just, you know, try my best. So it went from like, in my head, I was like, I was hoping for a top 3, but you know, it might just be a top 10 day. And then anyway, like, they went off like rockets. Like, I was just like, oh my god, like, and this pay, but it was very humid, and like there were some hills, and I was like, I've just got to, it's like, don't panic. So I just start like, you know, making my way and trying, praying that I can like just take some down, you know. I'm like, okay, I'll start picking them off. And yeah, sure enough, like luckily they did go off really fast. And I just like, I must have timed it to perfection, because in the end I actually did finish 3rd, and I had a great day. And yeah, this agent came up to me and was like, I've seen your story, like, I've watched you in New Mexico, you've been great, and like, what are you doing now? Are you going back to the UK, or do you want to stay in America? And I was like, I mean, I kind of would love to stay in America if there's an opportunity, but I just don't know, to be honest. And he's like, well, let's talk. And basically, to cut story short, he like sponsored my visa, and I went, and it was this Kenyan coach in America, but he was based in Washington DC, and he had a group. He had actually like Gotti Tom Gebrselassie, who was gold medalist at the marathon in the world champs 2 years ago, and then the year after she got silver. So she's amazing, and I was training with her and this other woman, this top American called Serena Burler, and then there's like several other girls as well, a Flanagan sister who's really good in America. So yeah, there was a good group, but god, I did not know what I was signing up for. I mean, no regrets, but it was the craziest year of my life. Like, it was full on like army training. Like, we were up at 4 a.m. It was like, yeah, your cortisol levels are best in the morning, so we're up at 4, and then we're out the door at 4:30, and we start training at 6. And I'm like, oh my god, okay. I was like, I thought we were full-time athletes. Why are we?
Yeah, but it's meant to be easier than it.
4 a.m. Like, oh my god. So basically, all I was doing was like run, sleep, eat, repeat. Like, I was a full-on like, I felt like, yeah, this is how the Africans do it, I guess. And I was like, fair play, like, that's all you can really like have time to do. Like, you just, yeah, it's just this system. And I was like, oh my god, I don't know if this is for me, but I mean, it was crazy. It was just like a crazy year, and it's kind of like, this coach had full, like, I don't know, he had full say of my life. Like, he was my coach, my agent, he was everything. And I mean, I'm thankful for the opportunity still, but like, God, like, it was crazy. Yeah. So that was the transition for me. And then I, like, in the end, I was like, okay, I can't do this anymore, basically, from the situation. And I moved back to the UK and did, like, full-time work, classic, and tried to make my own work for a while with, like, 60-hour weeks and stuff. But it served a purpose, and I bought my house in the UK and things like that. So, and then, yeah. And then I ended up in Australia, but that's and I was there for 3 years with, like, Melbourne Track Club, which is obviously an amazing group to be in, and very thankful for that, but also a crazy time. Yeah. I know. You gotta do these things, you know. You gotta figure it out along the way. I didn't go down a conventional route, but I really like traveling. I like that running. You can take it anywhere. Like, you can go anywhere you want and make it work if you really want to. Yeah, and I feel like Australia was the next best thing to, like, what I had in America with New Mexico. And it was like that same kind of, like, environment again, where I had a great group of people to train with, and yeah, it just set me up again. And Australia is crazy. Like, their minimum wage is ridiculous. Like, I was doing, like, nanny work and, like, looking after dogs and stuff for, like, 3 years, while, like, I was basically working part-time getting a full-time wage. It was insane. Like, it's just a great way of living over there. So I was like, that was the one place where I'm like, okay, I can do little hours and still really, like, train hard, and, like, that's what I had my breakthrough.
Yeah. So then, what's that take you up to, like 21, 22, 23, is it? Oh, that's when
I went to Australia. So how old was I? It's like I came back for Com Games. When was Commonwealth Games? So it was during COVID. It was like all of COVID, basically. I was out there 5 months, and then COVID happened, and then I was, like, stuck there, basically. So that's why I was only 5 months. I was literally, my plan was to go and just try and see what it was like on the other side of the world, you know. And then 5 months turned into 3 years, and then I was back 3 years later. But so yeah, how old was I? It was a few years ago. I was like mid-20s. Yeah.
Did they let you stay in Australia for all of COVID? Because I know they were banging people out to Bali and back as well, wasn't it?
So I had to do farm work. I literally was chopping down trees in the open forest in Australia to keep my visa. Like, I was a lumberjack. I was like this, like, 8 hours a day. I was basically a slave for them. And I was visa. So I'm like, right. I just, honestly, I'm like, whatever I need to do, I'll do it, because I'm just like, at this point, I'm committed to staying. Training was actually going really well. But aside of that, I'm actually a lumberjack in the open forest, like, cutting down pine.
Oh my God.
Don't ever say you slacked off on strength and conditioning, Carl.
I remember because we got paid by the hectare as well. So I'm like working with my German friend and going, come on, I've got a date. You know, like, come on, I've got to get 2 hours today. Oh my God, what is my life right now? So yeah.
It's better than me.
Crazy.
Yeah, I'm going to write a book today because my life is just...
Yeah.
Unique life sounds mental.
This has been, like, the best thing about starting a podcast is you don't anticipate the story you're going to get. You're just like, oh, get Calli on. He's in the Olympics. It must have been a good story. And then you forget all about the Olympics because the stories are so mad throughout. You never know what's going to happen until you press record.
There's a journey. Everyone's got a different journey to where they're at.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
Yeah, like, we'd assume, like, pro runner obviously went through the college system. You just think, oh, it's just a nice, well, not easy because everyone has their ups and downs, but, like, smooth transition, and then you had your big breakthrough in the marathon and Olympics, and then run Berlin. But no, it's mad, like, just a normal mental life.
But you've got to live as well. I don't know regrets. Like, there's some crazy stories, but it's like, okay, like, it got me here, and it's made me tough. And I've had a lot of experiences and a colourful life, but I was living in hostels and all sorts of shit to make it work for a while. Like, I was, especially during COVID, like, it was tough. Yeah. I think I lived in a hostel for like 7 months.
I remember, remember when they were making people live in the hotels when they were arriving as well?
It was.
And people were getting vending machines delivered to put into their hotel room and stuff as well, because the influencers and stuff were going back and forth and just getting tradies dropped off to put in their room to do 5,000 steps in a day around an hotel room.
Anything to make it work. Yeah, because there was a 5k radius. They were policing it as well. They were, honestly, Melbourne was the strictest lockdown in the world. It was really strict. So you had to stay within your 5k radius, and you weren't allowed to see anyone, and it was crazy. It really did. I would call Australia down under, but genuinely, I've never felt so down under in my life. I felt so isolated during that time. But at the same time, I actually had some great Irish guys around me I was living with, and they
they were
they were great. They were brilliant, and they just kept it lighthearted, and also my team, I was still able to see them here and there and things like that. But yeah, it was.
Yeah. All right, and then you're coming back home.
Yeah, so I basically ran the world standard out there when we could get running again. And then so I was like, okay, I really want to make my goal was to make the Com Games, and
And what distance were you running at this time? What's your distance now?
I was about to do my debut several months before, but I had my first bone stress 2 weeks before the marathon. So it wasn't meant to be that time for my debut. I would have actually been interested to see what I had a debut then, because I was actually really, really fit. But then, I didn't know what a bone stress felt like. So I was just I remember running feeling a bit achy, but I was like, oh, if anything, it'll just be a little bit of a tendon thing or something. And my friend was he was saying all the signs were no, it's a bone stress. You need to go and get it checked out. And I was like, it won't be, but whatever. And then apparently it lit up like a Christmas tree, and they were like, Calli, that's definitely a bone stress. You cannot run that marathon. And I was like, oh, really? Oh my God. I was good, but
fine. People are running and it's fine. There's nothing wrong.
Warm up. I was it was a bit shit at the start, but it warm up and I was fine. And then when he said that, he was like, no. I mean, he said he could tell straight away that I had bone stress, and I was like, all right, but yeah, and I guess I couldn't do my marathon, but then I had my breakthrough after that bone stress. I came back really strong afterwards for some reason. I think it just made me having my first bone stress. It made me just chill for a bit and do all the little things like the strength work. I just went crazy in the gym and did more cross training and things like that. Things where I'd slacked for a while, but I'd not really and then I also did a lot of bucket list things like bungee jump, skydive, did all those things, slept on this pontoon on the Great Barrier Reef in the middle of the ocean, and did all these crazy things. I was in Australia, so I'm like, okay, I've got a bone stress in Australia. This is not the worst thing. I'm just gonna go do all these bucket list things now. And then I came back and I had a different perspective of my running. I was just thankful to just be running. And I just I did not have any goals. I was I just want to be running healthy and just enjoy the simplicity of just putting one foot in front of the other. And that somehow 4 weeks later after getting back, I was running PBs. I've not had a PB for 4 years. And then finally I had this crazy breakthrough, and I knocked 20 seconds of my 5k PB, and then ran the world standard, which was 15:09 with 15:10 at the time. And then I came third in the Olympic trial for them in Australia, because you're allowed to do the Olympic trials in Australia, even though I'm British. They were like, yeah, you're allowed to do that race. So I came third. So if I was Australian, I would have made the world. Also, I keep saying Olympic trials, world trials, but same difference.
Push the rest as well, then, isn't it? They probably just wanted to push the rest of the athletes as well.
They were fine.
Better than.
Yeah. No, it's a really good system. I like it that they make it a big international race as well. It's cool. Yeah.
Absolutely. What a mad life so far. And then you come home and start taking it serious, I guess.
Yeah, I did start taking it serious. I came back to the UK, I did the Com Games and Europeans that year. And then I guess that end of that year, I started doing half marathon. I did big half, and that's when I had a big one that year. I won big half, and then I was right, I want to do my debut, and that was 2 weeks. Oh no, sorry, I did world half. doing 7th at World Park. And then I was like, 2 weeks after that, I did my debut marathon. And obviously, I just did not know what to expect. Like, everyone's like, there's so many unknowns with the marathon. Like, you just got to roll with it. And I was like, okay. So I just wanted to enjoy it, and I did. And I was still shocked by the time I ran on my debut, but it was, I just was shocked at how much I enjoyed the marathon. I was honestly so set on being this 5K runner that I just did not think but obviously I knew my family history and how good my dad was at the marathon, and I was like, I've got to give this a shot. And this is the year where I should just try it, just trial it out, just get my feet wet in the distance. And I was like, okay, so I guess, the marathon chose me for sure, but here we are. I'm not complaining. I do really enjoy it. So,
how did you choose that one? You've done the 2:22 in, because I've seen footage of it, and I remember at the time it just looks like someone's backyard race or something.
It was so low key, and I think that's why I did it, because I'm like, I don't need an overwhelming one for my first one. I was just like, do I want to go and do a world major for my first one? I don't know. I was just so set on it, and I really liked their system and what they had in place for it. I just thought it sounded really intriguing. And it was a 3-mile loop, a 5K loop. But where I do all my reps at home, I do all my training at this park called, it's on a lake loop around Rother Valley, which is it's a 3-mile lake loop. And that's where I do a lot of my hard efforts. So it just felt like home. It was literally exactly where I was at home. And I just and honestly, let's be honest, no matter whether you're going on an out and back or it's a big loop, you're just so laser focused. You're not thinking, it didn't even feel like loops. I just remember just following this tangent line, getting my drink every 5K, and you just get locked in. It was great. I thought for me, for the first one, I wanted to nail my fueling, get everything right. And it was just easy. It wasn't overwhelming. There was just the right amount of people there. And it was just, I couldn't have done a better debut, to be honest. I just felt it was perfect for me, for me to just get the feet wet and without being, it was great.
Yeah. Makes sense. Makes sense now.
When you were explaining that, then when you started explaining it, said it was a 3-mile loop, I was like, fuck that, never, ever. And by the end, I was like, that sounds like the perfect prep, really, because you can focus on all these other things that you need to get right. And I don't have to worry about taking a wrong turn. It's the same loop all the time. It's almost triggering my time when I've got to have my drink, because it means I'm coming through for the start of the loop again.
Honestly,
so it sounds all right.
I was like, am I a psycho for wanting to do 9 3-mile loops? That, it sounds crazy, but when you're doing it, you really... it is. You just kind of get to know it, and then there's a tangent line. You just follow in that tangent line, but you do that anyway. In Berlin, I was just following the tangent line. Whether it was loops or one big loop, kind of it's all just the same. Either way, you're running.
It's still 26 miles, isn't it? It doesn't matter.
But it's great for spectators as well. So if you ever want good spectator course, or you want your family and your friends there, they can see you every 3 miles.
Every
it's
3
great.
miles.
It's really good for that.
So you've done that now, the New York I forgot the name now, the New York Micro Marathon, we're going to call it anyway, the 3 loops, however many loops it takes to make a marathon of 3. And then what was after that? You've done your time there. So what time did you run?
I ran 2:22:17 for my debut. Yeah. Oh, sorry. What was that? What was the question?
And what does that?
Yeah, that's what he said. What was the time in the debut?
2:11 for going off, because I was 8 rows back.
Yeah, that's right, because you got done on shift time, didn't you?
I'm I clearly ran 2:22:11, and that would have put me instead of second all time, joint second all time, it would have put me second all time. So I prefer 2:22:11.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember that, because it was the issue, because you got given gun time.
I was 8 rows back. We were walking for a couple of seconds. I'm waiting for the guys. Because obviously I'm not gonna be a dick and go in front of all the guys and be like, wait guys, wait for me.
Well, you say that, but then you get normal people in normal races that do it.
It depends on
have some etiquette, people. If Calli can do it, knows her place, it goes back. Normal people know your place.
That is one of Nikki's bugbearers.
Yeah, and we've been running men's times now, so
yeah.
Crazy world.
100%.
So that time,
It is crazy.
I mean, that opens up a world more of opportunities for you as
Yeah,
well,
no,
then,
it
right?
was good. It was a great debut. I'm really happy with it. Yeah, I mean, it opened up the door for the Olympics and stuff, and yeah, I mean, a blessing and a curse at the same time because the Olympic year is crazy. It's just like unexpected.
Yeah. So walk
Huh?
us through that year. Yeah, what you were doing. Talk
Yeah,
us
it's
through
just
that
crazy.
year.
Like, it's just there's so much pressure on this one event. What happens every few years, and it's just the pressure is crazy. Like, I didn't even feel it too much going into it. I felt like, luckily, like my body was asking, like doing everything I was asking of it, and that was like, it couldn't have gone any better in terms of my training. But like, obviously, this life happens as well, and like, there's definitely, and obviously with a marathon more so than a lot of events, it's very mental, and you have to be on. There's so many percents, like and you have to get those percents right. So you have to get the sleep right. You have to get, and if you don't get one of these things right, guess what? Like, it's just not going to be, it's not going to, yeah,
Shit's
like,
gonna hit
I
the
think you can
fan.
get away with it, and I could get away with it in a 5K or a 10K, but like a marathon, or even a half marathon, but like a marathon, and especially in those conditions and on that course, brutal. But yeah, there's just like a lot of outside stuff going on, and like that's what people don't realize. And like, obviously, I am very honest. I like try to be. I want to be authentic. I want to talk about the good, the bad, like the ugly, whatever that is. Like, because I think that's important. It's good to just, you know, paint that whole picture and make people aware of what's going on. And yeah, and I just like to be honest about real life. But yeah, so like 2 weeks before I found out my mom was diagnosed with cancer, we thought at the time that it was terminal. So I was really struggling. And this was like 2 weeks before I was like heading into Paris, and everything was going amazingly. And I was just like, and then it was like my world just came. I was just like, this is crazy. Like, I could lose my mom this year. Like, this is mad. And yeah, it was not a good time. It was hard, and I lost a lot of sleep. And with that, like everything stacks. Like, so I lost sleep, and then I started losing my appetite, which has never been a thing. Like, I've never struggled with that in the past, but every day just felt like, especially in Paris, it was really hot as well, which wasn't helping. But like, I just was not in the mood. It was like really, like every lunch, every breakfast, I was like, oh my! It felt like that pre-race like meal every day, and I still had like a week to go, and I was just like, I'm gonna be sick. Like, I was really struggling. So I think I just had this like calorie deficit going into it as well, which was not good. Like, and my body in that race was doing some crazy things. I've never had that before. It was just like, what are you doing? Like, honestly, it was just the weirdest like experience of my life. And I was like, of course, this has to be on the Olympics, at the Olympics. Like, why? Like, you've been great for me all year. Why now? I'm like, I've been like somehow hitting every race, like PBing, doing great, feeling amazing. Same with my sessions. Like, I had no reason to like think that was going to happen, because every session felt great. My body was still somehow doing the like whatever I asked of it, it was able to do it. But like, come race day, yeah, it was not great. But the thing was, like, that was the hardest decision I ever will make, because it was just like, do I go a step further? But honestly, if I'd have gone a step further in that race, I wouldn't have had a season. I'd have been done. Like, that's how I genuinely know that from the bottom of my heart. So I know I did the right choice by stepping out, because like, I didn't go there to come 80th. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I trained my ass off the way I did to come. I thought on a bad day I would come, I don't know, something below top 10, like maybe 15, 20th, I don't know. Genuinely, I trained like my training was world class, so I was like, what is going on today? And it wasn't like, it was just my body, like, it was just like everything like all at once, everything stacked. And I guess the taper just didn't do its job, because of all the sleep I'd lost and all the appetite and everything. And like, these things happen, and you learn from it, and you know, like, it just shows like how mental it is. So yeah, you just have to like wrap yourself around like with cotton wool. You've got to, like, because otherwise, yeah, if you're not mentally ready, like, it's going to be a tough day. Especially when you get through 26.2 miles.
And like you say, that heat on that course, like,
I'm not even gonna I mean, Rome, like the half marathon was hard, like that was really hard as well. But like this was something else. Like, it just felt so, even warming up, I was just like, oh God, like, and I was looking around and I was like talking to like the BA guys, like Steve Vernon and people, and I was looking at them and I was like, are you guys not boiling? And they were like, I mean, Calli, yeah, it's hot. It's like 16 degrees right now. It's not too hot. And I was like, it feels like 32 degrees. Like, but it just felt, I don't know. And I think that was me, like me personally, though, with what was going on. Like, I didn't realize how much it was affecting me. Yeah, like I didn't realize how much it was affecting me physically. So yeah, I knew pretty early on that it was not. Yeah.
Going to be a day. Yeah. Like I say, it's of all days, isn't it? It's like one of them things, but like I say, life happens and you can't control things. It's out of your control, and then your body doesn't play ball. It's you made the right decision to step off.
And there's always other races, and luckily, like, yeah, and I've learned a lot going into like big races now, and I look up to people like obviously Eilish McColgan and things like when you're at races, you don't see her until after the race. She's literally put her dry mask on. She doesn't come out of the room until she absolutely needs to. She's not like, I know at the Olympic Games, it was my first one, so I'm thinking, you know, I've got to be a team player. I want to watch everyone. Like, obviously, you can go to the but I'm like watching it. They've got a big screen downstairs. I'm still sat around watching it together. But when you've got a marathon, you need to conserve every ounce of energy. You almost need to be more selfish. You need to just be a hermit in your room and just save every ounce of energy you possibly can. And like, I learned so much from that, and like, I will definitely be doing that like in future races, especially if I'm doing the marathon. Like, it's just you just have to, like, you've got to be selfish. Like, you've got to
the entire, like, everyone that comes on here talks about the marathon and how selfish it is. It'd be rude almost not to be selfish in that last moments as well. And you've done it for so long. Just be selfish for a little bit longer.
It's so hard though when it's the Olympics, because you do get such it. And you do want
to.
Like, I had a lot of friends running, so I was like, I really want. Like, I wanted to watch Georgia Bell run the 15. Like, I was watching like the night before my race, and I was screaming, I was crying, I was like, oh my God, like, I can't not get into that. Like, how can you not? But yeah, I probably would have just like chilled out a bit, maybe watched it in my own room, in my own space, and like not be screaming at the TV and like. Yeah, like all of the BA lot, like the physiologists and everyone there, they were like, Calli, you just calm down, just maybe. I don't know, it's tough. Like, you've got to have that balance, but yeah.
But I guess, like I said, it's a massive decision, and one you probably didn't take lightly to pull out to the marathon in the middle of it. But since then, you've had a banging end to the year as well.
I'm really glad like I did Berlin. It was a hard decision. Like, it was just like one of those, I have to rip the Band-Aid off and just go now. I feel like that's just how I roll, and that's how I know to deal with things. I just have to if I don't get back straight, it's going to be it's just going to make it tougher. And like Berlin just seemed like the perfect opportunity for me. Like, there were so many things, what I was saying, like the stars aligned for that race. Like, it was just like the date of it, like everything. Like, it was on my mum's 60th birthday, and I was like, okay, like so many things are aligning for this. Like, this is meant to be for me. Like, I just want to honestly, like, my genuinely only goal was just to get my look back for the marathon again. Like, I was honestly hating it for a bit. I was like, this is horrible. Like, I don't want to do this. Like, I think I made the wrong decision doing the marathons. But I was like, no, like, I'm just feeling like this because of how the Olympics went, and I want to change that story. And I know I did all that training. I didn't do it for nothing. So I kind of just have to just rip the Band-Aid off and go and have a good experience in the marathon again. So whatever that was, like, obviously, deep down, I just knew I needed to PB for it to be like a successful day, and I put a lot of pressure on myself to do that, sure, but like, it was like, I really did like gain my love back for it, and like, I was very proud just to pull that off, because like, it wasn't an easy few weeks. It was, and there was a lot of that but I was just glad I could like a big release, and I was like, hey, like, that training now hasn't been wasted. Like, I'm still good at this thing. I still enjoy it. Like, I can like, it just softens the blow of what happened, I guess.
Yeah.
Berlin's your favourite, Nick, isn't it?
No, Boston. But Berlin's good.
Oh, yeah.
Berlin's a great flat, fast race. Boston's my favourite.
I think I saw that.
Because I think I'm going to be doing Boston like this next year. Yeah, I'm really
Are you?
excited.
Oh, Boston's like, it's tough, but just the city, the place, it's so much history, isn't it? I just
so
loved
happy because I just love racing, and like I think that one's going to be a true race. Like it's not going to be like some 2 girls. Well, it might be. Who knows? But like like it's going to be a race because like there's ups and downs and I just feel like when you see that the New Yorks and the Bostons, there's just like a full pack and like there's a mix of people and it's just like okay, it's whoever can like do it, like, and I really want to like callous myself for the downs and the ups because like I hear like the downs are crazy as well. But though that excites me, like I just I think it's important to not always just go for a time as well and just enjoy the like pure love of racing and
racing. Yeah, we had Lily back on after New York and we discussed similar thing with that because she's riding it up till deep and like it does seem like New York and Boston is sort of a leveler, if you like. There's no one going stupidly 210 off the front. It's like a race and you're in it. Your girls' times, you're there amongst it, and it seems like a better. I enjoyed it more, the race. It was like 10 people still there, it was 5k to go. But Boston's class, and definitely, like they say, heartbreak hill, the downs, they killed me.
I hear that
gone at the end.
Walk after that race for a while.
Oh yeah, murder. But brilliant, Boston's class. You love it.
No, I just did the Boston half recently, and I got to know the race really well. And I have so much respect for her. Like she really like puts on a show, but she like clearly cares about each athlete and like gets to know them all personally. And like there's certain race directors, just unfortunately in this sport, we're always gonna have it. Like there's some misogynist, power hungry people, and like they don't respect your worth and where you're at, and like whether that's with race directors, agents, or whatever. But like with her, I just think she so respects each athlete. And like there's a post recently on Cities Mag, and it says like even if there's some dopers what come about now, like since they started the prize money, I think it was 1980 something or whenever, they will, if a doper comes, like if someone's under, someone's took EPO or whatever it is, will now like give you that money, like because of some dopers, like you will like be reimbursed for that money, which is such a nice thing, and it just shows like she really does care about
I did see that. That's good, that is. I do like that.
But no, I love that event. It was really cool. It's great.
The biggest race you've done this summer though, what brought you all the way down to Swansea 10k?
I know, I've done it a few times now. I did it the year before as well,
I was like, that's Calli. That's Calli Hauger-Thackery. Me and Nicky went down to watch. And I was like, that's Calli Hauger-Thackery. What's she doing down here?
Yeah, I know. I really enjoy that race. No, it's fun. It's like, and I get to see, I'm really close with Olivia Sim. So I get to see having a baby and like, I just go and stay at their house and they treat me like a queen. It's great. I go over there and they're like, her mom's amazing. She's like, honestly, like the most it's crazy. Like the hospitality she puts on for like, and she took me and Nick in and she's there like, and I have the best time with them. And then I get to go over in Swansea 10k. So yeah, it's a great little trip. I love going.
Yeah. Nice.
Good. But now you're back in Flagstaff and settled for a bit now. You've been training hard.
Yeah.
Sarah Hall's been putting you through your paces, putting each other through your paces.
Exactly. Yeah. No, it's been good. I love Flagstaff. It's pretty cold. Like, I mean, it's not like England. It's not grey. I mean, it's grey today actually, but like, it's normally like blue skies every day, so it's like deceiving. But yeah, it's a different kind of cold here, and then it's just the altitude though. Like honestly, I'm sat down, and when I get up soon, like it's just gonna be. I feel dizzy. Like it's really hard. I'm so Jamaican. I find it really, really hard up here, but I get sucked into it, and then people are like, "Oh, you need to stay longer." Like, and then like I do really enjoy the American races as well. Like, there's some great races out here, and like I really like Houston Half. So hopefully I come off this race at I am well, and I can really try and like attack this half marathon PB. It's been a long time coming, so yeah. So no, I do really like getting a good rhythm here, and the good thing about Flagstaff, the community here is insane. Like you can't not like run on your own, because there's just always opportunities to run with so many groups, and they're all so cool to come in as well. They're just like, yeah, come train with us. Like Sarah Hall, I've been training with her so much recently, and Emily Durgan, and obviously like great athletes. Like, and you can't buy that. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's just, I've been doing a lot of solo sessions, so like this means a lot right now, and like I'm in a really good rhythm with it, and it makes it just effortless. Like, you just like just roll with a good group of inspiring women, and it's great. No,
you look like
I really have. I do enjoy it. I know someone came up to me in Boston actually recently in a race. He was just like this random Irish guy, and he was like, the one thing I love about you is like, you just always look like you're having fun. Like, you always look like you're having a good time. I'm like, I'm glad you see that, because like someone who doesn't, I don't know him. He doesn't really know me too much, but that's what he sees, and I'm like, I'm glad people see that, because I do.
Comes across,
We always say, I mean, obviously, we wanted to get you on because you're an accomplished runner, but we also do a no dickhead check for a while and follow you for a bit first. Now you don't want to get you on, and then it turns out you're a dickhead, innit? So you have to follow first to make sure. So you pass the no dickhead test as well. Very similar to the All Blacks have, don't they? They have a no dickhead rule in their squad. So you pass that check, and you're an accomplished runner. So you find you can come on the World Cup.
A few months back. Actually, it was probably last year now, but it feels like two. Anyway, this guy gets me on, and he's like, it's lovely, and we have a great chat, we have a laugh, and then at the end, it's like, I didn't think you were going to be like this. I was going to be like, you're actually really funny. I'm surprised, and I'm like, what? Compliment, but thank you. Like, oh wow, I don't know what people think of me. Like,
but you just see resting bitch face on the start line, see, that's all we had. So
next start line.
Yeah.
I mean, smile.
Fireworks,
Huh?
So you've got one big race.
Got one big race. Yeah, I've got one more. The CIM. So one more marathon to close off the year. So that's 2 weeks.
When is that? 2 weeks.
I've heard like really good things about it. I've heard like, I love to close off the year. I just want to like try and get the win and the course record. That'd be amazing. I think the course record stands at 2:26 right now. So I'd love to just, I think that would be the main aim. But it's still a marathon. It's still, you got to respect that. And like, I ran like a few minutes quicker, but I've also heard like some people say, it's net downhill, it's really fast, but obviously with a net downhill, you do also have like, apparently the middle section, there's some really sneaky like hills that you have to climb as well. So I'm like, I don't know. I don't know how it's gonna go. I hope I feel great and it's an easy win, but who knows? It's still a marathon, so.
Still got to do the job.
But I do love California, and I'm excited to just do this and then just actually have a proper break after it. Like, I don't know, I am so proud of my body for like what it's done this year, like genuinely. Like, I don't know, I sometimes think I'm like, how is it still going? Like, it's just still doing its thing, bless it. So I am gonna give it a break after CIM, and I'm just looking forward to like do some wine tasting and do all these things, like not go full on like I did in Australia, but like do a few different things. It's gotta live as well,
An American Christmas?
What's that?
An American Christmas?
I know, Christmas. An American Christmas. But I do actually love it at Nick's family's place, and they live in Spokane, Washington. So it's like near Seattle, a few hours away from Seattle, and it's really cool. I like going there, and they go all in on Christmas festivities, which is fun. So it'll be a nice like week or so there as well. And then they've got Thanksgiving next week, which is like a whole other.
That's this week. Is it this week?
That's on Thursday. So.
Is Nick a football fan out there? NFL fan as well, or you guys not bothered? Are you NFL fans when you're out there?
No, Nick is, but I don't really like watch all that. I don't understand it. Like,
who's he support?
NFL fan.
Who does he support?
Yeah, are you?
Yeah.
Who do you support?
Yeah, like NFL. Great sport. I'm Sam Frank 49ers fan, I am.
And I'm a Raiders fan. Because of hip-hop,
It's
funny
what?
enough. Because of hip-hop, funny enough. Because NWA always had Raiders stuff on, didn't they? Didn't realise they were shit, but there we are. Right. Cal, it's been an absolute pleasure. We always finish with, I've given you the questions this week because we've had too many people saying, I don't know what you mean. So we'll take a quick break and then we'll have some off Nikki and then some off Instagram and then we'll let you go. Is that right?
Sounds good.
There we are. We'll be right back. Welcome back. A little bit longer with Calli. We've got obviously this or that with Nikki and then some community questions. So Nick, do you want to start with this or that?
Yeah, let's dive into it. Some of these I think we've answered in the chat, but I'll still do them anyway because I haven't got any others. So this or that, half or full?
Full. Oh, that's hard. I don't know. I really like the half, but like the full is where you make the Olympics and the Worlds and stuff. So
yeah. Do you think it's just a better chance? Is that what we mean by that? You got a better chance. Obviously, they don't do a half in the Olympics. I know
really enjoy the half. I wish they did have that in the Olympics. I think I'd do that instead. To be honest.
Not so much
half
pain.
the distance. Great.
Yeah. Next one for group.
At the minute, I'm really enjoying the group. You know, like I'm very much a solo person. Like I'm very much a free spirit. I'm all around, but I just enjoy like being in that group, and just like flittering around. So I'll say group for now because I've been enjoying the
group for now. This one you can only do one. Treadmill, you can only run on one for it. Treadmill forever or the same loop forever.
I'm a loop girl.
Yeah, we found that out with your training and your marathon. This one, PB or race win. Yeah, you just said so. CIN, you'd like the course record.
What
did you say? 2:26.
Want to win the Olympics,
No, it doesn't.
The Worlds, it doesn't matter what the time is.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing, is some of them that the time's not respectively quick to like world records, are they anyway? So it's just about getting over that line first. Hopefully you get that done in CIM. And last one, Yorkshire tea or American coffee?
American coffee?
What?
No, Yorkshire tea.
No, I know it. Open for that answer.
What about when we're on the subject of tea? Lily Partridge warms her tea up in the microwave.
I think if it's gone cold, definitely. Yeah. I know. Just make another one. Put this recently, didn't she? Like apparently, like she got shot at. Like for apparently, loads of people saying no, you should not do that. But like if your tea's gone cold, like I'm gonna put it in the microwave.
Just make another one.
No, that's such a waste of a tea bag.
Like 2 pence.
I feel like putting it in the microwave still tastes the same.
Right, moving on.
I'm having it.
Right. Couple of questions off Instagram. What is your go-to race breakfast?
Just like a classic, either a bagel or toast and jam and banana. It's just so simple and boring. Well, that's just like what works for me. And like maybe a bar as well, depending on how late in the morning it is. Yeah, and a big coffee. Yeah.
Good. And what is your diet like?
Yeah, pretty like everything in moderation. I have got a sweet tooth, so I do treat myself often whenever I've had a good workout or a run, which is I tell myself every day basically I have a chocolate.
But I haven't run.
You gotta fuel. And I learned the hard way in Paris. I'll never ever be in a calorie deficit ever again because I never want to experience that.
What is your all-time marathon goal time? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear
you. What is your all-time marathon goal time?
What's my marathon goal time? I mean, I want to get the British record. Like that would be the ultimate goal, wouldn't it? What that would be I mean, I've got, it probably could take me a few years. Might never get there, but that's the goal. 2:15, God knows.
Yeah, good answer.
Yeah, I was going to ask about that really. Do you think that's achievable? Because it stood for so long, hasn't it? Like Paula's record. But obviously you were getting faster. Everyone else, the world record's getting a lot faster. So obviously things are improving.
Yeah,
People are
definitely.
getting better.
I just think I just got started. Like with the distance, I do think.
Yeah,
I think it's a big ask for sure. Like, thank you, Paula, appreciate it. But like, yeah, I think, if the stars align and all the training keeps going, it is over the next few years. I don't see why I can try and go for that 2:15. We'll see.
Love that.
And I hope this question makes sense to you because it doesn't make sense to me. Have you used the whistle on your jacket yet?
Not actually like in a situation, but like just for fun. I was night trail, like what a concept. I love that. I was so happy that I found this little whistle on my jacket. It's so loud as well. So if I ever need it, if I'm ever having a domestic with Nick or something, I'm like.
You're from Yorkshire. You use whistle, no you, not him, no you.
Yeah, no, it's fun.
Right. And the two you've had plenty of time to think about. Which song are you adding to our playlist?
Eminem.
Another Eminem.
It's on there.
Oh,
I think it's on there.
I had a feeling it would be. It's so good. You can't not love that song.
I think Lizzie Diamond picked it.
Did she?
Yeah, many moons ago. We got a backup.
I'm like no in between with me as well with like Eminem, and then I actually really like country music. I'm thinking New Mexico, and like I just really got into it. Flatliner. Let's go with that.
Okay. I'm into country at the moment because I've been watching Yellowstone as well, so the country music comes to the territory.
So good.
And who's going to play Calli Hauger-Thackery, I don't know, so wrong, in a movie of her life?
Who? Okay, so I've always had to think about this one. So I think, I've never actually watched Game of Thrones, but you know Khaleesi, Emily Clark. Yeah, I've never watched it. I don't really know what it's about. I know enough that she's very good at, like, she tames dragons, but obviously in the sporting world, she's going to tame all of these egotistical men, like past coaches, wrong by me, and then agents, past agents. I'm in a very good position now. I have a great coach and a great agent, so I just want to make that clear. But there are some, in this sporting world, and in a lot of egotistical men what exist. I'm not sure. That's really, so she's going to tame all of those people for me in my life, and yeah, she's going to play me.
Good. Calli Hauger-Thackery, it's been an absolute blast. Thank you ever so much for your time. Fingers crossed for you in California coming up now, and next year, whatever you do as well. And next year, we're launching a Friday Night Live where we get old guests back on to see what's been going on, so we get you back on the end of next year as well.
2028 sometime.
Well, that'd be good, yeah, after LA.
Calli wasn't happy how long it took us to get it on. I was like, don't forget, it's 2 weeks. But the thing is,
I'll put it in my calendar. Whenever that is.
But we're just two boys from my stag in Wales. We'd never know if anyone's going to want to come and talk to us. So everyone keeps saying yes. It's like, oh. But if we just done it like, Cal, do you want to come on a podcast next week and you're busy? We haven't got a guest. So we have to book everyone.
Yeah, we have to get things lined up.
I love it. I never know what I'm doing in like a few months. I'm like, yeah, sure, I can say yeah.
Well, I know that now. I know more now ever that you don't know what you're doing next. Oh. Carl, thank you so much. Nick, have we got anything?
No, that's great. Thanks, Calli, for your time, and best of luck in CIM, and hopefully get that race win.
Yeah.
And that's it. Yeah, thank you. That's what I was just going to say. And to everyone else, thanks you for listening to our first season. And I will see you on a start line in Valencia.
Thank you.
Ciao for now.
Thank you very much.